Once upon a time, long ago and far away, Farmer Christian ran a tight ship. All of the animals on his farm were well trained. They went to church. They prayed to Jesus. They gave their milk, their eggs, and even their flesh to the church. All the animals on Christian Farm were convinced that if they did not give all their resources to Farmer's church, really bad things would happen to them after they die. They were told that a great and wonderful God in the sky demanded that they all ought to give all their resources to the farmer. They were told that this God wants them to comply with all the desires of the farmer and his church. One night, Major, the old and feeble boar, proclaimed before all the animals on Farmer Christian's farm, "I have a dream. I have had a realization," he said, "that there is no great and wonderful being in the sky who wants us to behave in any particular manner. The farmer just wants us to believe that so he can control us." All the animals cheered in support of Major's vision. They would revolt. They would take control of their own resources and reject the superstitions that the farmer inflicted on them in order to control them. They would drive the farmer out and take control of the farm themselves. That night, all the animals dreamed of the day that they would be in control. The visions were beautiful: freedom from the bondage of pointless ritual, freedom and equality for all creatures, no matter what kind of creature they may be. The next morning, old Major was dead. But his dream lived on in the hearts and the minds of the animals on Farmer Christian's farm. The groundwork was laid. The animals would make Christian Farm into Atheist Farm. The movement was on. The revolt was led by two young boars, Napoleon and Snowball. The animals chased Farmer Christian from the premises and proceeded to destroy all the things that reminded them of the old tyrant. The 10 Commandments were torn from the walls and trampled. The Bibles and hymnals were piled up and burned. The sign that read, "Christian Farm," was toppled and replaced with a new symbol of freedom. It read, "Atheist Farm." The atheists worked together to create information and actions that met their needs. They rejected the former farmers' dogma and superstitions at every turn. Fueled by science and reason, they helped all the atheists to feel free to express themselves, to develop new ways of running the farm that were fair and equitable to all the atheists. And most importantly, they said, all atheists are equal. After the initial success, the two leaders in the revolt started to have some ideological differences. Snowball wanted to be true to the dream of old Major, a dream of equality for all atheists. Napoleon fancied himself a bit higher than the other atheists. Napoleon decided which animals were being true to atheism and which were not. With a collection of the less clever atheists who were convinced that Napoleon was absolutely correct about everything, Snowball was run off the farm and into the wilderness. Are not all atheists equal? Some atheists, replied Napoleon, are more equal than others. Napoleon's faithful toady, another pig named Squealer, convinced the less clever atheists that those who follow the dictates of Napoleon were true to the spirit of revolution. For the freedom that all the atheists enjoyed was because of the efforts of Napoleon, and that the good atheists ought to show their gratitude. Napoleon and his favorite cronies were shown gratitude indeed. The atheists gave to these pigs their milk, their eggs, and even their flesh. And they bowed in prayer to praise the great Napoleon and thank him for the much-needed revolution. Prayer, said Squealer, is acceptable as long as you are praying to an atheist. Yes, this was long ago, in a place far away, and about animals that can't really behave like that in real life. Or is it?